Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is for the sign of Capricorn, and it will last for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I have laid out a spread, so let's go straight to the bottom of the deck. Ooh, Tower. Something very dramatic has happened in your life, it feels like. Some major upheaval, major change. I'm taking the top card to go with that, and we have the Knight of Swords. This is a really fast moving energy. There has been some sort of dramatic change that has happened in at least one area of your life, possibly more than one. The change has come in quickly. I think you're pleased about it, but it does have an element of drama attached to it. Sometimes the Knight of Swords can be looking for a fight. So I don't know if perhaps getting to this point in your life to make a dramatic change has been difficult. Maybe it's taken a bit of a fight, perhaps because in the crowning position we have the card of other people and annoyance, really. We'll get to that in a minute. It could just be talking about a change of home, actually. There's a Knight of Swords and the Tower. It feels like what you actually wanted, or possibly what you have achieved, is a major shake-up. Could be to do with a home, could be to do with work, family, love. It could be anything. It does feel like there's an element of home here, though. So it feels like you've taken a decision to make a change. There's something about it has been quite dramatic. Whether or not you decided to make the change all of a sudden and other people have found that dramatic, or whether or not your hand was forced by something dramatic happening to you, I'm not quite sure yet. In terms of people, the Knight of Swords is an air sign knight, probably younger than you, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But I'm not convinced that's a person. It feels like an energy to me. What it actually feels like is that maybe you've decided over a period of time to make a change, but to other people it seems like a very sudden dramatic change, perhaps. Because on the crowning position, we've got a lot of other people here. But we'll come to that in a minute. At the centre of the reading, well, yes, there is a big change because we have the Ten of Swords, which is an ending and a new beginning, crossed by Death, which is an ending and a new beginning. Now, these cards are different. Death is major. It's a major change in your life. We've already got the Tower, so we've got 2 major arcana out already. These are big cards. Death is an inevitable change, really. It's a sort of a sweeping change. Ooh, I just had a feeling then. I wonder if you've made a change in one area of your life and that is going to facilitate a major change in other areas of your life, is what that feels like to me. It could be that another area of your life is going to change as well. Well, to be honest, it feels like maybe there could be a change in your love life coming in. The Ten of Swords looks like a very dramatic card, but it's not really. It's just the death of an old way. You know, you've reached the end of the line with something and it had to change, and so you have taken steps to change it. There's always a new dawn in the horizon of the Ten of Swords, so it looks dramatic, but it's not. It's an ending that needed to happen, and there is a fresh new start around the corner. Death is an inevitable change that comes to us all. Very rarely does it signify actual death in the tarot. I actually feel like it could be something to do with the death of an established way of being or living, perhaps, because there's a king lying down here with his crown off, and it feels to me like you might be, well, I really wanted to say changing empires, but I don't really know what that means. It's a changing of the guard sort of thing. And actually, there's a priest here. It could be that you were praying for a change to come in, actually. But to me, it feels like you have felicitated the change yourself. You've had to be brave, really. So I could read these cards slightly differently now and say that you've had to be brave, you've had to take charge, and you've had to make a major change in your life. Because actually, it was just time. It was time for a major change. But now we have to talk about, why is death crossing the Ten of Swords? Well, the Ten of Swords is an ending. So why would another ending be getting in the way of the first ending? I'm not sure about that. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me because those two cards are very similar. So let's get a clarifier. Why is death... Oh, okay. Those popped out quickly. Five of Swords, which is a battle, and the Page of Wands, which is good news. I think it's what I was saying before. I think perhaps it has felt difficult for you to get to this point and that you had been praying for it to happen. In a way, it sort of feels like you can't quite believe it yourself in a way. I mean, it's good news. It's a good thing that this change has come. But we now have two fives, and fives are never good energies. This is the card of other people getting in the way, and this is the card of a battle. So if the change has been good, why do we have a battle here? Well, it's a little bit the same reason why we had the Knight of Swords at the start. I think it's indicating that you have had to make a very swift change. This feels quite victorious. It feels like you are now in a position of looking back over a period of time that has been difficult, and you can't quite believe that you've got to this elevated position, because this person on top of the hill is really feeling quite triumphant here. So it could be that you have made a major decision that felicitated a major change, which you wanted, which you felt you needed, which for you felt like it was inevitable. And it has been good news, and it's left you feeling like you can't quite believe you've pulled it off. It's sort of how it feels. How have you managed to pull it off is sort of the feeling I'm getting. I think perhaps you've been stuck into some sort of way of living that has not really suited you for a while. I can't tell you how long yet, but I might try and get a clarifier on that as we go along. Anyway, good news, the change is here. You've already made the change, I think. The majority of you already made the change. If you have not made a change yet, but you've been thinking about making a change and you've put it off because it feels difficult, then I think two things to say to you. The change is coming anyway, and it will be good. Even if for you it feels like it's coming with an element of upheaval or heartbreak or upset or difficulty, it's a good change. On the face of things, we have the Five of Wands. This is the card of other people often getting in the way. Why is it crowning the situation? I don't know. So let's get a clarifier. Well, it's something to do with family and a happy ever after. Right, so why have we got other people? Well, we've got more other people now. Maybe, oh, interesting. Maybe you had to make the change in order to create the family you want, or the happy ever after that you're looking for, possibly. I wonder if other people haven't really been able to recognise that. Perhaps to other people it feels like you're a bit all over the place, but I don't think you are. I think you've made a plan, and I think the plan has either been put into action by creating a major change, or it soon will be. And you've done this in order to safeguard the future that you want going forward, I think, is what it feels like to me anyway. In the underneath position, what's hidden or not clear or not shown is that you are quietly getting on with things. You are moving from something that was difficult into something that is a lot better. This is a card with assistance. Okay, so we've got a mother and child in the boat, but there is a masculine here propelling them forward. Maybe what's hidden is your desire for family. Well, you see, I don't know if that is hidden. On the face of things, that is what you're trying to create. What's hidden is you're trying to move towards that, perhaps. Perhaps other people don't know that's what your plan is. Perhaps that's why it seems a bit quick to other people that you've suddenly made up your mind and made all these changes. Maybe. What's come with it? We have the Nine of Swords, which is the card of stress and anxiety. We have the Hermit. So if we read these three cards together, I think it feels like to me that for a period of time, you have not been happy with the way that your life has been progressing. It could be to do with having a family, or it could be to do with your home, or possibly even your work. It feels like you weren't sure how to move things forward, and you've been pondering this for a long time, a lot longer than other people know, I think. I think you've probably been a bit lonely, and I think that perhaps that is what has propelled you forward into making these changes. Something about your working life or your home life hasn't been working for you. This is really fascinating now, because it feels like there are a lot of other people in your life, and it feels like that is the life you want. You want to have a family life is what it feels like. It feels like there are many people in your life, and yet it also feels like you've been lonely. This is very secret. Other people don't know this. I wonder if even yourself know that you've been lonely. I feel a little bit like I want to cry now. I think it's taken you a long time to work out what to do, to move yourself forward into the life you want, and to get away from this awful sort of gnawing, empty loneliness feeling that is now come over me. Do you know what I think? I think on the face of things, you've been just the same as normal, as happy as usual. But I think you've been in this period for quite a long time. And the reason I say that is that in the past position, we have the Eight of Swords, which is the card of feeling stuck. Now, there is a difference between being stuck and feeling stuck. Although this person is within a ring of swords, they can't see that the way out is clear and they can leave. So it's a case of feeling stuck. So what I'm fascinated by now is that we've got a lot of swords out. We have got 6, 8, 9 and 10 of swords. So there is progression here, because 10 of swords is where you are currently at the end and at the new start. In the past, you were feeling stuck. Secretly, you've been trying to work out what to do for a long time in order to move yourself forward and to get away from this feeling of loneliness. And I think great news. You are going to manage that, because in the future position, we have the 9 of Cups, which is the card of getting everything you want. This is wishes coming true. This is the same as the Star in the Major Arcana. You are sitting pretty in the future with, well, I'm hoping the life that you want. The life that you want is at the centre of this reading. It has got something to do with family life, I believe. And I think in the future you are going to achieve what you wanted. I think that it has been quite a monumental upheaval to get to this point. And I think you may have come about choosing to make a change all of a sudden. And I don't think that is all of a sudden to you. I think you saw an opportunity and you took it because you'd been trying to work it out for quite a long time. Other people might think it's all of a sudden. I don't believe it is. I think you just saw your window, took your opportunity to change your life, and in the future you are having your wishes come true, which is wonderful. So really, this reading is a reading of two halves. This is the half of where you've been and leading up until this point, and here is where we're headed for a happy ever after. Wonderful. Well, actually, I should have said wishes coming true, because in the personal position, we now have the card of happy ever after. So we've got both the cards of happy ever after. What you're hoping for or looking for is a family life. What you're achieving, and also I have to say financial stability with this card. What you have now got in a personal way, it's the 10 of Cups. We've got great progression. We're going from 9 of Cups getting what you want, 10 of Cups having the life that you want. This is what you are achieving, and you're doing it yourself through diligent hard work and really, really good timing, I think, taking the opportunity when you found it to get yourself into this section of life that you currently have not been in. You may never have been in. Wow, amazing. In the hopes and fears position, we have Knight of Cups. Well, this is a knight offering his cup of love in the home. Wow. So if you've just moved home or changed home or done something different with the home, somebody is coming into your new home with an offer. Wow. Could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, masculine. Not necessarily. I wonder what that means then. Well, let's get a clarifier for that. No, I'll just take this card, I think. Right, okay, here we are. A little bit more clarity. Definitely a masculine coming in with an offer. A masculine who knows his own mind. A masculine who knows what he wants. A masculine who will get his own way. A proud individual, could be an Aries. Wow, okay. So if that sounds like somebody you know, I think they could be coming in to make an offer. And I wonder if it's to do with the fact that you have made a major change. It could be that your change has taken you further away from somebody who likes to be close to you, possibly, or somebody who had their eye on you who never had a chance to approach you, maybe, because in the personal position, we've got a happy family here. So it could actually be somebody who already has children, maybe, possibly. How very exciting. So you've got a whole change here. And I think I said this at the start. It could be that because you've made one change, that other changes are going to follow. And that's what it feels like. It could be that there is a follow-up to do with love. In the hopes and fears position, we have the Hierophant. Fearing the established way of living or hoping for a marriage. Could be either of those. Hoping to re-establish yourself if you've moved somewhere new, possibly. I don't think you're fearing that the established way is the only way anymore because you've made a big change. Let's have a clarifier for the Hierophant. Ooh, lovely. The Sun, best card in the deck. This really is a reading of two halves. So the Hierophant could be a Taurus. The Sun could be a Leo. So maybe this change has happened between the months of May and August. Yeah. So if you're in the process of making a change, you haven't got much longer to get through before it comes about, I don't think. Again, there is a child here. There aren't many children in the tarot deck, to be honest, but I think we might have them all. We've got a child here in riding this white horse in the sun. We've got a child in the boat here. We've got a child in the Ten of Pentacles. We've got children in the Ten of Cups. And at the outcome, which you can't see yet, we have two more children. And I'm really struggling to think if there are any more children in the deck. I don't think there are. This is very heavily linked to children in some way or another, I believe. Or perhaps the Sun here is just representing the feeling of freedom that the change is going to bring for you. No, it feels like that, and I don't know why I'm saying this, it feels like the realization of a dream is coming to you. That's what, this is in the hopes and fears position, but there is no fear here. I don't think it matters if you're doing it in the established way anymore. I don't think you need to worry about the establishment. It feels like there is a real sense of freedom attached to your hopes and fears now. That actually there is no fear. The hope to be free is a real one, and you've achieved it. Freedom from what? I'm not quite sure. It could be a work environment, could have been a home situation. Don't forget we had a dramatic change at the start, which you are now free of. Wow, amazing. In the outcome, we have the High Priestess. This is the card of innate knowing. This is just being sure, and it joins up with what I said at the start. It's where you've seen an opportunity and you have taken it because it felt right. And what's come with the High Priestess, we have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a new home. Could be a large sum of money, even an engagement. And the card of soulmates, 6 of Cups. This is the card of nostalgia, of long-standing friendships, of old acquaintances. So if you have moved home because all of a sudden it felt like you had to and the timing felt right and you just knew it in your bones, I wonder if perhaps it is going to bring in some sort of reconnection with somebody from your past. I don't know. I mean, possibly somebody who lives nearer to you, or somebody who your path is now going to cross more often. This is a really sweet card. I mean, these are lovely energies at the outcome. This is a sharing of love. Okay, this is a sharing of love. This is a sharing of love. This is a presentation of love. This is a sense of freedom. This is a new home or an engagement after a dramatic period of time where you felt stuck, where you were trying to work out what to do to move yourself into the life you wanted and get away from this horrible feeling of emptiness and loneliness that I don't think other people know about. They don't know it. You've hidden it. You're all seeing and all knowing, but other people are not. They don't know this about you. The 10 of Pentacles. This is what you're aiming for. The financially secure, happy ever after. Your wishes are coming true. And it's coming about after what has felt like a battle, where other people haven't really understood, where you've had to make a major change. And that major change that in the end was inevitable in order to get you what you wanted has been good news. You saw the opportunity and you took it as quickly as you could. And there is something here about not fearing the establishment anymore. And if you're a masculine, coming into your very best energy. If you're a feminine, somebody is coming in to make you an offer, I think. Possibly somebody from your past. Wow, what an exciting reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. And if you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.